Good morning, everyone. Good morning, everyone. On behalf of the Board of Education, Prince George's County, Superintendent House, the County Executive, the County Council, all elected officials, welcome to the new Hyattsville Middle School. I am the Master of Ceremonies, and those of you who know me well know that I can talk a lot. So they put me here to make sure that I don't. And so I am Jason Washington, Associate Superintendent of Supporting Services and Director of the Office of Alternative Infrastructure Planning and Development. And it is my esteemed pleasure to welcome you to New Hyattsville Middle School as we kick off the week of Blueprint School ribbon cuttings. This morning, you will hear from school leaders, students, elected officials, school leadership, and community stakeholders who will all tell you about the history, the challenges, the successes, and what lies ahead for Prince George's County Public Schools. And so, therefore, I don't need to add much more than acknowledgments, which I will do at the end. My other task is to remind all that are speaking that you have a limit of 3 minutes, as there is active learning going on and we do not want to disrupt the class day as much as possible. One thing that I must do as we kick this off is to thank the community that let us inconvenience them for 2.5 years, the community that allowed us to swing their students to 3 separate schools while we built this school, the community that sent me kind emails reminding me of times of construction and direction of trucks, and the community that also made it very clear that we better deliver this school on time. And so I want to say thank you to all of you for trusting us and for holding us accountable to what we said. We promised you that we were going to deliver a 21st century first-class school, and we did. And that was in part because of the leadership of our executives, but mostly because of your passion for making sure that this happened. And so we do not want that lost during this celebration. This is a celebration for you. We're excited to be here. We're excited to welcome you to New Hyattsville Middle School and let the program begin. With that, I will call up who I call the godfather of the program, Mr. Sean Matlock, who is going to add a little change to the agenda and to the program. And so, Sean, come on up. Yeah.
So I was scheduled to give remarks early in this, but Jason and I decided that we wanted to recognize our board members and have their representative, Pamela Boozer-Struthers, come up and make her remarks first. Now I'll switch places with her on the program. Board member Boozer-Struthers was very courageous, with all these board members who got out here in front of the naysayers and supported this. She ran on infrastructure, and she's been very supportive of P3s in general, and this school specifically. So, round of applause for Board Member Boozer-Struthers.
All right, so I'm often asked how I felt when I went into these buildings for the first time a few months ago, and I said I was stunned beyond words, but today is not that day, and I thank Mr. Matlock for giving me some extra time. So good morning, students, staff, parents, and this amazing group of committed leaders of Prince George's County. My name is Pamela Boozer-Struther, and I'm the proud representative of District 3 on the Board of Education. Thank you. On behalf of Chair Mickens-Murray, Vice Chair Walker, and all of my colleagues, it is my honor to welcome you to the new home of the Hyattsville Middle Hawks and the first day of celebrations of 6 new middle schools. I would like to invite all current and past Board of Education members to stand for acknowledgement. This is also a celebration of what the adults of Prince George's County can achieve when we unite together on behalf of our children. My remarks today are rooted in gratitude for all of you. As many of you know, my wife Margaret and I are also the proud parents of an HMS 8th grader. I don't often get to do my board work with my family, and I appreciate we are all in this building together at this moment in time. So to HMS students, PGCPS and elected leaders are here today because they care very much about you, your education, and your future. This is what it looks like when your government works for you. However, to get to the school year in this new building, we asked a lot of you, including learning at home during a global pandemic and then in different school environments over the past 3.5 years. Students, for your flexibility during these many changes, the Board of Education thanks you. To Principal Stamper and the HMS staff, we asked a lot of you as well. You not only helped to design this incredible building, you also then accepted the challenging situation of educating your students in multiple buildings for the past 2 years. For your commitment, the Board of Education thanks you. Director of Capital Projects, Sean Matlock, and Associate Superintendent Jason Washington, I think it would be fair to say at this point, the Hyattsville community embraces you both as family. Mr. Matlock, you knew that the design of the school on land with space limitations would be difficult, but you found a way to make it work. Your optimism carried us for years, including through the pandemic. Mr. Washington, you zoomed into Hyattsville homes for years, making sure the community was aware of every detail of the process. As the accolades and awards accumulate for both of you, the Board of Education joins this recognition and thanks you both for making PGCPS your professional home. Now, I need everyone to go back in time with me so I can share a sliver of the story of how we got here today. For many of us in the room, including the parent leaders of the Route 1 Elementary Schools Coalition, it was conversations on the sidelines of youth soccer games with parents from all over North County that woke us up to the depths of this issue. We shared reports on the unacceptable conditions of our 50 to 80-year-old school buildings, mold causing sickness of both staff and students, broken air conditioning and heat, leaking pipes, asbestos, and very serious structural integrity issues. In 2016, everything changed when then Chief Operating Officer Dr. Monica Goldson oversaw the FY17 Educational Facilities Master Plan that finally documented what we were experiencing. Former CEO Dr. Maxwell announced that decades of chronic underfunding of school construction added up to $8 billion backlog. The modernization cycle plan was introduced, and we all got to work. Also at this time, HMS PTSO leader Justine Christensen was sounding the alarm about the condition of 80-year-old Hyattsville Middle and other schools in Cycle 1. Justine turned her focus to educating parents throughout the county that we needed to fully understand the crushing workload this aging infrastructure was placing on the building services team. She joined in the education of how critical a 30-year maintenance agreement would be to this new model of building schools. Justine, the Board of Education thanks you, as does every future PTSO leader who can focus their energies on students and staff instead of building conditions. To Mayor Crosland, former Mayor Hollingsworth, Councilmember Wojcik and the City of Hyattsville, the Board of Education thanks you for founding the Educational Facilities Task Force and creating a new model of municipal government partnership with PGCPS. To Dan Broder and Dan Muth, the chairs of this task force, you embodied this partnership in your commitments and actions. Thank you. Now, to retired CEO Dr. Goldson and the leaders who voted yes to alternative construction financing. Dr. Goldson, I will never forget the moment at a 2019 retreat when you got up in front of the board, took a deep breath, and essentially told us that our graduate level course in school construction and finance begins now. You were ready to take a risk that I'm sure you knew could define your superintendency and make or break community trust. You were ready to show this nation there was a new way to deliver schools in record-breaking time. Former chair of the board, Dr. Alvin Thornton, backed up Dr. Goldson. He was very clear with this board that decades of inequity created this problem and no new other solutions were being offered. It was time for Prince George's County to take this bold move for children. Dr. Goldson, thank you for taking that risk, because otherwise this school would not be standing here today. To Dr. Thornton and former board members, thank you from the current Board of Education for this crucial votes that you cast in 2019 and 2020 to bring this vision to reality. To former board member Sonia Williams and former council member Daniel Glaros, thank you for leading and serving on the Joint Planning Committee and preparing for the 2019-2020 County Council for their equally historic votes. To Denny Tavares, thank you for being a leading champion for all of District 2 students. The new HMS and the new Sonia Sotomayor Middle School at Adelphi are a testament to your advocacy. County Executive Alsobrooks, you have stood up many times for these schools and their value to the county. For always communicating your trust in this process, the Board of Education thanks you. State Senators Alonzo Washington and Augustine and the Prince George's County delegation and Councilmember Fisher, your time as a state delegate. The Board of Education also thanks you for trusting this process. You passed the legislation to clear the way to build schools outside of state mandates, and you passed the Build to Learn Act to fund additional ACF schools before these 6 middle schools even broke ground. Superintendent House, the Board of Education stands as your partner when we vote on a motion for Blueprint Schools Phase 2 later this week. Together, we will once again begin this exciting cycle of building schools in record time. Thank you. So, and I do want to make one final remark to Mr. McDonald, who follows me, before I turn the mic over. Thank you from the Board of Education to every member on your team who designed, built, and will maintain the 6 new schools. These schools are the best in the nation, and we are thrilled that we made history together.
Good morning, everyone. My name is Brandy Rogers McDonald. I am a project director with Fingate Asset Management and project executive for the project consortium, Prince George's County Education and Community Partners. I bring greetings this morning on behalf of this magnificent team of equity and contracting partners: Fingate Asset Management, Gilbane Development Company, Gilbane Building Company, Stantec, and Honeywell Building Solutions. Someone recently asked me to utilize 3 words to describe my feelings regarding this project. And at that time, I'm certain that I gave 3 words that had some positive meaning. But over the last few weeks, I have taken the time to really think about 3 words that both myself and the team would utilize to describe this project. And I came up with 3 profound adjectives: thankful, proud, and optimistic. Thankful that we were chosen to be the first in the U.S. to complete this initiative to deliver state-of-the-art schools. proud to have been a large part of the economic growth of the small and minority businesses here in Prince George's County and within the DMV region, and proud to be a true community partner with the inclusion of student internships, mentoring opportunities, apprenticeships, and a $1 million endowment to support scholarships. And finally, optimistic about the future of the infrastructure industry, believing that many rapidly growing jurisdictions like Prince George's County will utilize this project as a litmus test for expediting construction and modernizations of new and aging real estate assets while providing significant tax savings for their residents. In closing, I would like to take the time to thank those who helped us reach this magnificent milestone. Without your support and personal investment in this project, we would not be here. To Prince George's County Executive Angela Also Brooks, members of the Prince George's County Board of Education, former Prince George's County Public Schools CEO Monica Goldson, Dr. Monica Goldson, and current Prince George's County Public Schools CEO Dr. Millard House. Thank you for your undying political support of this project. When political naysayers were working so hard to impede this process, you maintained a positive outlook. To Mr. Jason Washington, Deputy COO and Director of the Office of Alternative Infrastructure Planning and Development, and Mr. Sean Matlock, Director of Capital Programs for PGCPS, thank you for believing in the PGC ECP team to take on this historical project. We are honored to have constructed such beautiful works of art and are honored to continue serving the Prince George's County community for another 30 years. To our contracting partners in this project, Coordinate Construction, Warren Builds, Arrell Architects, Ellison, and a whole host of other subcontracting partners, thank you for your dedication and hard work to the development of this project. Without you, the construction and maintenance of these schools would not be possible. And finally, to the Prince George's County Public Schools community, thank you for your unbelievable patience during and after construction. Thank you to the many, many residents of the various school communities, in particular, this particular school community, who endured the noise, the dirt, and the slight inconveniences during construction. Lastly, thank you to this incredible school leadership, Dr. Stamper, for your patience during the maintenance transition period. We know it was not easy. We know the changes have been difficult, but are more beneficial in maintaining fully functioning facilities for our future leaders of tomorrow. So to each and every one of you, again, we say thank you, thank you, thank you for the opportunity, because we are truly grateful. Thank you.
So as part of adjusting and remixing the schedule, I overlooked the most important person here, the principal of the school, Principal Stamper. But it's a perfect lead-in because you can introduce the orchestra. And so, but she is here to provide a welcome to everyone and to also introduce the student performers.
Good morning, everyone. I am Mrs. Stamper, principal of Hyattsville Middle School, and I'd like to welcome everyone on this great morning. This is a great day for us because we have so much to be thankful for, so I'd like to thank you all for joining us on our special day. I'm ecstatic to be standing in our new home, and we do call it our new home. I'm so happy to be here. This building means so much to me. It means so much to my staff. It means so much to the Hyattsville Middle School community. When I walk inside this building every day, I get that sense of peace, a sense of joy, a sense of tranquility that allows me to reflect on our journey and just be so thankful for all that has been provided to us. When I first was told that we would be split among 3 different locations, my first thought was, oh my, how in the world are we going to accomplish this? But I remained positive and optimistic throughout the process. And we made it through this journey, not just because we had a great team of people behind me, around me, in front of me. And they made all of the difference. Their resilience, their perseverance, they just kept fighting each day. This kept us going. Our staff, our students, our families, our community members, our district partners, the PTSO, the city of Hyattsville, our stakeholders from the gorgeous Prince George's County and the state of Maryland, and our construction crew and building developers, and also the leaders and the special educators that welcomed us into their home over the last 3 years. So thank you all. I know how easy it is to get caught up in just the idea of being in a new, beautiful space, but this is not just a place for us, this is home for us. What goes on under this roof will determine if our teachers will aim to be distinguished educators and if our students will continue to strive to exceed beyond expectations. So my goal is to allow this building to be an inspiration for all to achieve. The Hyattsville community had a vision of a better place for our students, an environment that is bright and inviting, a place that will inspire our students to achieve both academically and creatively, a safe haven for us, our comfort zone, a place to enjoy, a place to build memories, a place that we can call home. My hope is that this new state-of-the-art facility and all of the resources that have been poured into it will have a positive impact on teaching and learning and on everyone's well-being for years to come. When asked what this building means to us, this is home for us. Our goal this year is to keep building and keep believing. So welcome home, Hyattsville. Welcome to all of our visitors. There's no place like home. Thank you. And now from the Hyattsville Middle School Orchestra and Mr. Riley. Thank you all.
Thank you, ladies and gentlemen. The title of our selection is Rosin Eating Zombies from Outer Space. We thought it would be a fun one for today. And this is the 8th grade Hyattsville CPA Orchestra. Thank you so much. My name is Walter Riley.
If you were not awake before, you are now. Allow me to introduce Superintendent of Schools, Mr. Millard House, to give remarks.
And as Jason left the podium, he reminded me in my left ear that I needed to stay within my 3 minutes. So Jason, I will stay within my 3 minutes. Well, good morning. It's extremely exciting to be at Hyattsville Middle School, where quite frankly, innovation meets need and will. This community is extremely deserving, and I'm happy to serve as the superintendent. Today, we're turning a brand new page and chapter for the Hyattsville community as we formally celebrate the opening of this beautiful facility. I had the honor to celebrate on the first day of school, seeing students walk into the doors of this facility and watching the excitement in this community with students, with parents as they walked in. What a joy it was to to see that permeating, bubbling feeling that many of our students had. There's always something new when you walk into a building for the first time that has been constructed, whether it's a brand new view of a cafeteria or whatever it may be. It's something brand new as soon as we walk in, and it's exciting to see. We can all be proud of what's been done here. It took a lot of work with a lot of different people to ensure that it happened. This building should be, quite frankly, the gold standard for what it is to create a template for innovation and collaboration, all towards the benefit of those that are at the heart of what we do on a daily basis, and that's educating our children. We're honored to be joined today by our partners in government, education, and community for this special event. And I feel very, 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 very honored to be in the building. Especially want to extend a special thanks and appreciation to all who played a key role in bringing this building to life, including Dr. Monica Golson, who should be on the front row because she was on the front row of making this happen. Thank you, Dr. Golson. And also our county executive, thank you for stepping out there, Ms. Alsobrook, and making this an important part of what happens for the Prince George's County Public School System. I also want to thank the Board of Education. Our board chair is here, amongst others, that were very, very, very important in this process as well. Capital Programs for collaborating with the necessary offices and departments to ensure that this partnership with our county and state government happened in the manner that it needed to happen. Thank you for believing that our students deserve nothing less than the best education in the world. I appreciate you, and we look forward to doing this over and over again, hence phase 2.
Good morning, everyone. What a beautiful, beautiful day in Prince George's County. I wish everyone had the opportunity to share in the joy and excitement in this room. This really is one of the most important things that happens any day in the life of our community when we invest in the futures of our children. And I would be remiss if I didn't begin my remarks by saying thank you so much to someone who deserves an outsized portion of gratitude for this, and that is Dr. Monica Golson. I'm so glad to see her here today. I often refer to her as a super bad woman, which is who she is, but boy, we have been so blessed and so fortunate to have had her in leadership here during a time like this. I still recall, and we have so many of our legislators who are here today, our senators and delegates and council members and school board members, who can tell you that it was Dr. Golson who led us down those hallways in Annapolis in 2019 when we were asking for something different, asking that the legislature, including peers from across the state, would vote to allow Prince George's County to do something that was different than the rest of the state. I hope you understand that this was a structure that had never been seen before. It came with a great amount of skepticism as to whether or not this was even the right course to take. We even had, as is the case with most progress, some people inside our team who didn't know whether or not this was the right step, but Dr. Golson was steadfast in it, and I'm so grateful for that. And then I just want to say to Dr. Golson, as she enjoys retirement, I don't even know, and look at how young, this is what retirement looks like, right? But she gets to enjoy her retirement. And I hope, Dr. Golson, that as you sit in this facility and the others throughout the county, that in your hometown, I hope every single time you show up, you remember how much you have contributed. It is the desire of all of us in public service that we will make contributions that live beyond us. This is a contribution that will live way beyond the years that we have. And so I hope that you feel the pride that you deserve in knowing that the school system that you graduated from, you put down many, many stones to allow so many others to take that same course. So congratulations, and thank you so much for your leadership. Now, Dr. Golson was not alone. She was surrounded by a super bad team. I want you to know that in our new CEO, Millard House, that she has left us in great hands. And I could tell as between the two of them during the interview process, I said something to him to say, well, look, I hope you know that we already had a wonderful CEO. And he said, she was all right. And from there, I knew that they had a wonderful relationship already. I had the signal, and I think already we're off to a great start. So to our new superintendent, thank you so much, sir, for your leadership and enthusiasm already. And to Dr. Golson's super bad team, who she surrounded herself with, we've all from Jason Washington. I want to thank Sean Matlock. I want to thank Brandy McDonald, the principal of this amazing facility, Mrs. Stamper. I want to just thank everyone who's here from the school system today. I know we are also joined, we're lucky to be joined by the mayor of Hyattsville, Mayor Crossland. We have council members who are here today. I see Mel Franklin and Juanica Fisher who are here. I know Senator Alonzo Washington and Malcolm Augustine are here. School board member Pamela Boozer Strother, another bad lady who is not afraid, who is unafraid. I know that we have Danielle Glaros and Denny Tavares, and I'm going to be missing people, so let me just stop while I'm ahead. I'm going to miss some folks, but in all of Team Prince George's who have come together, our chair, Judy Mickens Murray, for all who are here and who had any part to play in the success of today, as well as all of our community leaders who stick right beside us and believe, as we believe, that our children deserve our very best. I say thank you to all of you. Now, Hyattsville Middle School's grand opening, as you know, has been made possible by the county's Blueprint Schools program. And you know as well that this is one of 6 schools that is opening this year due to this innovative program. And as much as we have anticipated this day, we are so happy because our community has been even more excited to see it to come. Prince Georgians have always been proud of our children, and we have pledged together that we will do everything we can to support them. But for far too long, our dedication was not reflected in the buildings where we expect them to learn and grow. That's why when we went to Annapolis in 2019 to push for a public-private partnership model to build new schools and partner with the county council and our legislative delegation, we worked to make sure that we explained to our community what was at stake, address their concerns, and outline our vision. Thanks to their efforts in 2019, when pieces of this plan passed, we knew that it would become the first of its kind, not only in the state, but in the nation, the first of its kind to ever move forward. Now, that was only the beginning, and the job was far from finished because we know as well that we faced unexpected challenges because you all forgot to tell us all about the global pandemic that we would have to contend with. But with all the circumstances that our students have persevered through, we knew that we owed it to them to keep going, and that's what we did. So we broke ground on Blueprint schools, including Hyattsville Middle, in the summer of 2021. And today, just 2 short years later, Hyattsville Middle School students not only have a new building, but have a state-of-the-art learning environment. Prince George's County has some of the oldest school facilities in the entire state. And when I took office as county executive, we had an $8.5 billion school construction backlog. You should know that 40% of our school buildings have been built over 60 years ago. To make clear what this means for our community, the Hyattsville Historic District has preserved structures that were built when the city was incorporated 137 years ago. There were parts of the former Hyattsville Middle School building that were nearly as old, dating back over 80 years. The truth of the matter is that our students were trying to learn in an environment that was falling apart. Teachers and staff were dealing with a building that was no longer serviceable. Our students deserve so much better. They deserve learning environments that will help them reach their full potential. Our students, our teachers, and school staff deserve facilities that they need to help our students grow. And that's why we promised to deliver, because we were fixing this problem, and it was a clear way for us to show our commitment to all of them. Today, I am so proud to say that we have delivered on our promise. Fixing this problem efficiently would take some out-of-the-box thinking and a lot of work. But now, due to our tremendous success in the innovative solution that we came up with, jurisdictions across the state and the country are looking to Prince George's to ask how we were able to build so many new schools so quickly. And what's even better, the Blueprint Schools program not only invests in our students and supports the environment, it also builds up the surrounding community and creates generational wealth by supporting our local and minority-owned businesses and our local unions. The total funding allocated for the first phase of this program was $395 million, with 30% minority business enterprise or MBE participation required. We exceeded our MBE funding requirement, allocating 32.5% to MBEs. And the school system awarded two of the largest individual contracts to labor unions. Mona Electric and WG Tomco provided electrical, mechanical, and plumbing services for all of our new schools. Altogether, our Blueprint Schools program has been a major positive for minority-owned businesses, labor unions, our children, and the surrounding community. And as you can just see the success of this school construction program and the work of our local and minority-owned businesses, you can see it in the quality of this state-of-the-art school. Students can take advantage of high-tech additions like STEAM labs that feature 3D printers and robotics. They can experience the new classrooms and labs equipped with wireless connectivity and multimedia interactive 75-inch smart display boards. The Hyattsville Middle School orchestra that played so beautifully earlier will have a new band room to practice in, and students will enjoy a media center, an indoor gymnasium, a performance stage, a black box theater, and so many more amenities. The designers also took student safety into account because a secure learning environment is critical to their development. Wide halls, secure access, security cameras, and clear sight lines will help us keep our students safe as they learn. The building structure itself was designed with sustainability in mind. It meets LEED silver equivalent standards. It's solar and electric vehicle charging ready, and solar installation will be available by next fall. So we've made significant progress. Building 6 schools in 2.5 years is unheard of. And overall, we've broken ground on 10 new schools in the past 3 years. And guess what? Next year, we're breaking ground on an additional 8 schools, which means this team combined put together a program that will allow us to break ground on 18 new schools in a 6-year period in Prince George's County. However, thank you. The job is not done yet. Our county has some of the oldest, still has the oldest school facilities in the state, but today's ribbon cutting is a hint of what is to come. It's clear evidence that our plan is working, and phase 2 of our program will provide yet another chance for us to see this in action. We'll keep moving forward on Blueprint Schools plan, and we won't stop until all of our students have the learning environments that they deserve. So thank you all for being a part of in this process and for committing to giving our young people here today the very best resources that we can. So thank you all so much, and let's keep moving forward.
Because Hyattsville Middle School is a arts school, we are blessed with a 6th grader who will be performing, no pressure at all, Miss Tess Spooley, who will be performing on the piano, and then we will turn it over to Mayor Crossland. Tess?
Wow, that's amazing. Give her another hand, please. Wow, that is so exciting to see our kids do so well. And the band up here, they were magnificent. Let's give them a hand. They're not here, but give it to them anyway. Folks, I'm Robert Crosland. I'm the mayor of Hyattsville. It's an extreme honor to have been invited here to this ribbon cutting today for a school that promises a new day of education for our children. And I say our children because I consider all the children of this town to be a part of the Hyattsville family. But let me start today by thanking our wonderful County Executive, Angela Also Brooks, for her leadership. And I have to thank the Prince George's County Board of Education and Pamela Boozer Struthers and all of the members of the school board that made this day possible. And a thank you to the Gilbane Company and all of the contractors who were part of the Blueprint School Partnership that made this day happen. Without them, we wouldn't be here today. And then there's Jason Washington. Jason Washington was director of the, infrastructure program that brought this school together. And he worked so well with our volunteer education facilities task force. And he came to the city council many times, and he was peppered with questions. Seemed kind of mean sometimes, but he was peppered with questions, and he always had answers. And I understand now that he has a new title and took on a new responsibility. I just learned this recently. Jason has done just about everything that he could have done, with the exception of driving the bus. But I want him to know that that job position is still open. But anyway, I need to thank that other Washington, Senator Alonzo Washington. And we need to send out a thank you to our former Senator, Paul Pinsky. And all of our delegates are here from District 22. A thank you to them. Delegate Healy, Williams, and Martinez. And we have our county council person, Juanica Fisher. I thank all of you for your leadership. And since I got here, I realized that there are so many people that really need to be thanked here today. I'm going to need more than 3 minutes. But let me just say, folks, that I had an opportunity to tour this school, and I want you to know that it is absolutely extraordinary. Totally extraordinary. I mean, I visited the music studio for these kids that are going to allow our kids to be able to travel through their minds and find their inner musical talents. And not to mention the dance studio and the theater for all of those kids who maybe had dreams of being an actor or a dancer. This school is magnificent. And I want to say that it is light years away from the shop classes that I had to attend during my middle school and high school days back in the day. We're not going to talk about how far back in the day, though. But I want to also say that Hyattsville kids have always been amazing. They've always gone on to do great things. But with this school, I know that when they graduate from here, they're going to be ready for anything that high school and college throws their way. I look forward to seeing all the wonderful things that they're going to be able to do. But on another note, this school was designed with safety in mind. And isn't it a shame that now in 2023, schools have to be designed with active shooters in mind? So with that said, I want to thank all of the teachers and principals and everyone associated with the school for their courage and that they come to work every day. But I want to end this on a positive note. I want to thank everybody who's been involved in making this day happen. And I look forward to a brand new, state-of-the-art elementary school coming to Hyattsville. I want to see that day happen. I want to see that day happen. So thank you all once again. And now I have the pleasure of announcing our Ward 1 councilperson and Vice President of our City Council, Joanne Wozak. Joe.
Good morning, everyone. He's a little taller than I am. My name is Joanne Wozak, and I'm Vice President of the Hyattsville City Council. I'm also liaison to two of our coolest committees. One is the Educational Facilities Task Force that Mayor Crosland mentioned. The other is our Youth Advisory Council, the group of young people, currently high schoolers, but soon to be also middle schoolers, who advise our City Council. I'm honored to speak today on behalf of hundreds or thousands of community members who rallied around the need for this updated middle school that our young people and their teachers and families desperately needed and deserved. My remarks are a tribute to two Dans, Dan Muth and Dan Broder. Both of them demonstrated true leadership from the outset of this project. They listened intently, analyzed astutely, and advocated courageously. Dan and Dan took turns chairing the city's Educational Facilities Task Force, which is a group of residents that dedicate their time and talent to advocating for Hyattsville's public school infrastructure needs. Each task force member has brought key skills and background to the table, such as being able to identify and evaluate sites, designing and constructing community spaces, prioritizing sustainability and efficiency, planning for walkers, cyclists, and bus riders, and engaging stakeholders. Thank you to all of our task force members, all the residents they represent, and to our other council liaisons for giving freely of their time and knowledge, and for partnering with our deeply dedicated school board member, Pamela Boozer-Strother, and with our inimitable associate superintendent, Jason Washington. Pamela and Jason were both incredibly generous with their time. They attended many of our task force meetings to provide periodic project updates and respond very bravely in real time to logistical challenges and community concerns that emerged all along the way. Pamela and Jason, we are looking very much forward to working closely with you on the Hyattsville Elementary School rebuild that will break ground in 2025, 2 short years from now. We're going in strong with the relationships we've forged, and we're already weaving in the lessons we've learned from the HMS project. Today, we celebrate this big, bold team, all of us here, and all the students who are in their classrooms right now, for this jaw-droppingly beautiful and futuristic, functional new home of the Hawks. Soar on. Thank you.
I'm a bit taller, so there we go. Good morning, everyone. My name is Wanika Fisher, and I'm the proud council member of District 2. And welcome to District 2. There is nothing as special as investing in our children. I want to thank my school board member, Pamela Boozer-Strother. I want to thank my predecessors on the council. I want to thank my current council members. Mel Franklin and Ingrid Watson are here. If they would stand up. We appreciate you so much. We are a team. And I wanted you to recognize the whole county council because I appreciate that they understand and recognize the needs here in District 2 and that they listen to me when I speak about the needs in our district. I also really want to thank our state partners as well. Dr. Goldson, for all your hard work. I got to work with you on this as a delegate then, and I'm so grateful. And of course, I have to thank a super bad woman herself, our county executive, Angela Alsterbrooks. We could not be more deserving. And many of us are here because, in our roles, because of the education access we all gained. Something that I wanted to speak about is how much I relate to the Hyattsville Middle School students. As a first-generation American myself, my education and my access to not only myself as a person, but to the United States was in school. And I think a lot about the kids in this school that are first-generation Americans as well, and that are new Americans who are going to be learning for the first time and also learning in a brand new environment. And I want to tell them that we are here for them, that we're here for them to grow. And this is more than a school. This is their home away from home. Especially when mom and dad don't exactly know how the school system's supposed to work. They came from a different background or a different nation where school was different. And I want them to know that they have a partner and an advocate in their council member. It's hard to ask children to believe in themselves when we don't do that first. Hyattsville Middle School and this ribbon cutting shows that we believe in the children of this school and this community. And I'll end with this. I always say District 2's biggest asset is our children. We have some of the highest young people in the entire county, and this investment here and at Sotomayor is an example of that. Earlier, a couple of years ago in my career, I had a meeting with then Senator Matt Alito in Montgomery County. We had to go to his daughter's school to pick up something, and I ended up leaving that school in Montgomery County in tears, because I felt that I would never have that in my district. And I will tell you today, the tears are now of joy and not the sadness I felt about 5 years ago. So I just want to thank you all so much. It's an honor to be here today, and go Hawks.
Good morning. Good morning, Hyattsville. That was terrible. Good morning, Hyattsville. Good morning. I know it's been a long day, but look, man, we got a lot to celebrate today. My name is Alonzo Washington. I'm the state senator that represents District 22. I want to welcome you all to District 22. Give it up for our community here in Hyattsville. Good morning, everyone, and especially our Hyattsville Hawks. Thank you for joining us today for this exciting occasion and the culmination of 2.5 years of hard work from many folks across Prince George's County. The previous Hyattsville Middle School did its job for 80 years. Can you believe that? Last school was there for 80 years. This new one represents a fresh start for nearly 900 students, teachers, and staff. I am confident that it will provide an environment that fosters creativity, academic excellence, and the beginning of a lifetime of success. Our state-of-the-art facilities and technology will enable our students to learn and thrive in ways that were once beyond our reach and make Prince George's County students the best in the state. I want to take a moment to recognize and thank everyone who has contributed to this exciting occasion, from the city of Hyattsville, to our school board members, to our administrators and our contractors. I want to thank Dr. Goldson for your years of leadership here in the county and all that you have done for our students here for the many years that you represented us here in our county. And I just want to tell you all how this actually works. And I want to call up our District 22 delegation to stand here next to me as I talk about this, because what happens is our school CEO gives us an idea. then our county executive came to Annapolis with this fierce motive and idea, and she moved it quickly. And then it comes to us as a state officials to make sure that we get it done and get it across the line. Not only do we have to make sure that we do something innovative for our district and for our county, but we have to convince 188 other people to make sure they see that Prince George's County, we're trying to be innovative. And all of them voted unanimously for this to make it happen because of our county executive and her leadership and because of this delegation and the work that we've done together. It takes us to work together in order for something like this to happen in our county. It does not come easy. I promise you, it does not come easy. And so I want to also recognize all of our parents here at the Hyattsville Middle School that waited so long for this to happen. I see Emily Jackson over here, who has a student here in our school system here at Hyattsville Middle School. And I also want to most politicians don't pass the mic. And so we don't pass the mic, and we don't share in the light. But I wanted to just give my delegate Ann Healy, an opportunity to speak from our heart because she's lived in this community for over 30 years and has seen this community change over the years. But to see something like this is just monumental. And so I wanted to pass the mic to my friend, Delegate Ann Healy, to close us out.
Thank you. Thank you, Senator Washington, and thank you, Dr. Golson and Dr. House and County Executive Alsabrook. And if I start down that road, I'm going to not name everyone, so I'm going to stop there because I would like to acknowledge one little thing because I'm going to be very brief. Dear friend who's been in the political game in Prince George's County a long time, Steny Hoyer, want to say everything that needed to be said has been said, but not everyone has said it. So I'm not going to add a whole lot except to say I have lived in this community for a long time, and I've seen this new school as going up every day because I live a couple blocks away and I drive past here all the time. And it is such a bright thing to see. I mean, these white walls on the hill. I mean, this is a temple of learning that we have built for our children. And we should be proud of it as a community, as Prince George's County. And I want to thank Dr. Golson and the county exec and all those who worked so hard with this new vision to get all these schools built so quickly because we know there's a deficit. And I'm so proud that Hyattsville is the first. And I'm very happy to say that I'm looking forward to a Hyattsville Elementary School coming along. So thank you, everyone. And I want to acknowledge my colleagues, Delegate Ashanti Martinez and Delegate Nicole Williams. This has been a wonderful time, and just enjoy this place and come back often and see how this learning is working. Thank you.
Thank you.
Well, I'm the last speaker before Jason, and I want to be quick. I'm glad that some of our students have come back into the room because I would like to say something to them. This building is not an investment in brick and mortar. It's an investment in these students. We're trying to value them. And I want you to know that this is an expression of how much we value you. And we want you to succeed, and that's the most important thing about this building. The second thing I'd like to say is I'd like to thank all of the political officials, specifically Daniel Galeros, who is the county council chair when this was all created, who put the legislation forward. I'd like to thank Dr. Golson for her willingness to take this risk, and very much so the county executive, Ms. Alsabrooks, because she has done a tremendous amount to have the county align its agencies with us to spirit through a lot of the work that needs to be done. We've gotten so much cooperation in that regard. When I first took my job, they told me that we had an $8.5 billion deficit for construction, and we need to figure out how we're going to do this. And I said, oh, I'm going to get $425 million a year? Nope. So we didn't get that money. So I said, okay, well, we got to figure something else out. And there were a lot of people out here who gave us some ideas. One of the groups that were involved in the construction, Gilbane, are one of the people we first talked to, and they gave us some ideas, and that's one of the things that led us down this path. This school is, and the P3 model is a tool for school construction. It's enabled us to sort of get over some of the gaps that we're experiencing in funding. Luckily, our state delegation has supported this, and now we have the opportunity to build 8 more schools using this methodology. It's an investment of $800 million, which is making all of my colleagues in the school planning community jealous. Thank you very much. And I want to say, most importantly, Jason, who is going to get up here. Jason, this may have been an idea that germinated with the Capital Department, but Jason and the infrastructure team have brought this thing over done wonderful things. He's far more patient than I. He's spoken to so many community people. He's taken on so much criticisms and people yelling at him and things like that. But he has done a great job, and he deserves a round of applause. I'm going to finish with this. We have the opportunity to build more schools like this during phase 2. I hope that our county council members and our Board of Education members recognize that we have this tremendous need and this opportunity that we cannot squander, and that we should move forward. I want to point out that this school, as the council executive pointed out, was built with both labor and minority business enterprises working here. The very foundation of this building was built by a minority business that was a third-generation African-American business with 65% of their employees from here, from Prince George's County. So we can all work together and collaborate and build these schools, and I just thank everybody for all the contributions they've made to see this to fruition. Thank you.
Well, as I am the person standing between you and the ribbon cutting, I will be as brief as I can, but part of this is to really end this with thank yous. I will start with my colleagues in Prince George's County Public Schools. I joined this team 3 years ago when this procurement was already basically done. And they took me in as a colleague and supported me and allowed me to send emails at all times of the day and provided incredible support and insightful information. And so we would not be here today without all of Prince George's County Public Schools and my colleagues and everybody stepping up. So thank you all so very much. To our elected officials, thank you all so much for coming out, and thank you all for joining us today. We truly appreciate it. There's a lot more work to be done, but we are excited about what the future holds for us. Specifically, I would like to say thank you to Prince George's County Education and Community Partners. We've kind of talked and thanked in certain people, but this full team delivered, period. And just like any family, you have disagreements and you have frustrations and you have all of those things, but they never wavered at all in the timeline and in our commitment to deliver these schools when we said we would deliver them, how we said we were going to deliver them. And so I want to make sure that we thank them. Gilbane Development Company, Gilbane Building Company, Stantec, Honeywell, and specifically my partner, Brandy and Fingate. But really, to put a bow on all of this, I want to really say thank you to one dynamic woman, Chelsea Beacon. Chelsea, so for everybody else that was happy, and thank you all so much for the accolades, Chelsea built this school. So it was her team that built this school. And so I just want to make sure that it's clear to everyone here that we are excited about what's to come. We're excited about everyone that has supported us and what lies ahead. But really, to make sure that you all understand how much we really focused on making sure that this was a community school. To my right over here is the mural that will be going up in the servery area. We will put it up with Gilbane Building Company's help over the next couple of months. And it was designed and developed in collaboration with Principal Stamper, and Ms. Shay Love is the artist here. Each of our schools, we felt the need of doing what we could to create a community environment. What we are challenged with is to do as much as we can to make sure every community in this county can experience this. And so I leave you with a quote that I think puts this all together as we go to cut the ribbon. From Dr. Martin Luther King said it in 1960, I believe, at Spelman College, when he said a speech, and when he said, if you can't fly, run. If you can't run, walk. If you can't walk, crawl. But always, always continue to move forward. And that's exactly what we're going to do. Thanks, everybody. When we go to that.
Ready? 1, 1, 2, and 3, and smile and doing it. There you go.